Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to show you the trade that I took on Nifty options and Bank Nifty options. So Bank Nifty trade didn't work out, gave a loss of 200 while the Nifty's option gave a good return of around 6,400 and overall gave a profit of 6,200. Looks like a good number though. And the reason for today's trade I'll just show you now. So as you can see, yesterday the markets fell hugely, heavily. So whenever there's like huge fall, the next day is most probability is that the market will stay sideways. So after a storm, there'll be a bit of calm. Maybe in next 2 or 3 trading sessions, there'll be some huge moves. So with that in mind, I kept only a risk reward of 1:2. Just 1:2 is enough because as you can see, the fact that the CPR is also wide and it's obvious or higher probability that it can be a sideways day. So with that view in mind, after the market opened, I saw that was good of a buying, but immediately the next candle turned out to be red. So I went to 1 minute time frame and started seeing what was happening. So again, from right below the central pivot range, there was a sell off, and again it tried to go up. Again, it kind of faced a rejections and came down. So what I can see here is, you can see right there is a double top. There was one pattern, double top. Even if there is a gap up, you can consider it like double top, and keeping this as a neckline. This candle broke the neckline, and there was a sell off. Though that was one reason for taking the trade going short over the here, and the next was simple breakout. See, it was a triangle pattern breakout. Yesterday also posted a video again on triangle pattern breakouts because many people trade on triangle pattern breakout because it gives a good risk reward trade. And so in the 1 minute candle, once the candle broke, I went short with one lot, just one lot. I went short over here because if my view goes wrong, I'll be losing less. So with the risk reward of 1:2. Yeah. So after that, the price went up and showed a clear rejection. That is retest, right? Again, retested the bottom CPR and made an inverted pin bar. So it is like adding an extra confluence or a factor that the view can be right. So once I saw this inverted pin bar over here, I shorted more quantities in options. So that's why whenever I get a high probability trades, I go full in. And in case, if the trade went up, I'll be like just, I'll be having a loss with just one lot, which will be like around 1000 rupees will be lost. But because it retested and made inverted pin bar, I shorted more quantities and I took out my trade over here. I exited my trade over here, and that was my trade in Nifty. So it was simple double top, double top. Once the neckline is broken, you see the slant line, neckline is broken, you can go short here, keeping a stop loss here on 1:2. The second is simple triangle pattern breakout. Was Yeah, triangle pattern breakout with the risk of 1:2. I could have kept 1:3, 1:4, but usually on sideways day I only keep 1:2, and maybe on expiry days only 1:1 is what I look for. And also another factor why I shorted was, let's see in Bank Nifty what happens. So Nifty and Bank Nifty most of the times, like, they go together. They just follow the same trend. In rare cases they don't follow, but most of the time they follow the same trend. So in the case of Nifty, a Bank Nifty, there was a seller, but immediately there was a huge buying. See there, but so even though it closed above, it couldn't go further. Again, it stayed over here like in a range and again came down. So which is like a false breakout, right? So there was a central pivot range. It did close above, but it couldn't go further. So when this also came down, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be a profit. I mean, a winning trade for me in Nifty. So that's one of the reason why I shorted more quantities in Nifty options. So alright, so there was a simple trade, a breakout trade with adding more of extra confluence to your trade to make, you know, trade to make your view go right. And so that was it. That was the trade in Nifty. And in Bank Nifty, I'll show you what was my trade. In Bank Nifty, which I took in the afternoon. So this was the Bank Nifty which I took in the afternoon. So here it was. I actually took in 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, if you see, it closed above the central pivot range, and because it gives a close above central pivot range with good bullish candle, I went long somewhere over. Yeah, I went long over here with my stop loss below the breakout candle. That's a breakout from the our upper CPR, and the price went up till here, but it made inverted pin bar. And I also saw in 1 minute to see if my view will be right, but yeah, once the price went up, it started coming down, but it couldn't sustain it. So, and after this candle, when it broke this trend line, I immediately closed my trade because I knew it was going to hit my stop loss. So whenever you see that your trade is going to go against you, immediately close your position. Like, you if you intuition says this is going to be a failing trade, close it off, because there are more good opportunities to come to get a good trade. So in this trade, I just went long on one lot. Okay, so I only go for more lots when I know that my view is right after I take a trade on one lot. So here I took a trade on one lot, and I was waiting to see any good confluence that the price can go up. But after it went up, even this was also like showing wicks above. This was like inside candle, and whenever breakout from inside candle comes, in whichever side the market will go to that side. So in this case, this candle gave a breakout on the low of this candle, so which means it was obviously going to hit my stop loss, and I closed the trade somewhere over here. So somewhere over here I closed my trade with a loss of 200 rupees. Alright, so but overall it was a good profit. It was around 10% return on my capital, and my capital was 62k, and in month starting it was actually 30k, and we have almost made 40k by the half of this month, which is a good return over a month. And usually I expect only 30% return, but this month seems to be a good month, I guess. Most of the trades I take are like profitable, because like when I take a trade, if the view is right, I go full swing. If my view is wrong, my stop loss will be hit with only one lot, right? So that's why my losses are less and my returns are more. So always keep that one view in mind. So if you have a strategy, make sure that whenever you win, you get good returns. Whenever you lose, you get you lose only less money, right? And that was the trade about today. A simple breakout, like a double top breakout from the neckline, or a triangle pattern. You can consider either way, it will be right only. And keeping a stop loss, entry over here, stop loss over here, and target of 1:2. Alright, so that's all for this video. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.